This is part 4 of 5 celebrities that train, compete in, and cherish Jiu Jitsu. Enjoy! Number 1. Henry Cavill. What a welcome surprise that Superman does Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. We thought he didn't need that, since he's able to shoot laser beams out of his eyes. But apparently, for the nastiest of opponents, there's always space for a little Jiu Jitsu. Henry Cavill also plays the badass character Geralt of Rivia in the Witcher TV series. Judging these 2 movie roles alone, you should assume that Henry Cavill is a feared opponent in the realm of martial arts. He started practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in 2016 under Stan Beck at Renzo Gracie's academy in Weston and continued to train under Hoger Gracie in London. For a while he was pretty active on social media about his BJJ journey and posted a few pictures together with Hoger Gracie as well as some on the mats wearing a gi. 2023 is his 7th year of training Jiu-Jitsu and he is still a white belt, since he is a very busy man promoting and shooting multiple movies and series at the same time. In an interview during the promotion of Mission Impossible Fallout, Henry briefly talked about his relationship with BJJ. First, he praises his professor Hoger Gracie, who has become a friend of his. Then, he acknowledges that he barely has time to even go for a run, which makes it even harder for the actor to find time to do BJJ. Henry also loves the thinking part of the sport and talks about how in the beginning it is very humbling to get tapped by way lighter, more experienced people. Here are a few clips of that interview.
I love jiu-jitsu, and to have a professor like Hodger is an absolute privilege. It's an honor. The kind of jiu-jitsu fitness is a different thing. It's because when you're just rolling around and learning stuff, and then when you actually start fighting, it's extraordinary how much it gasses you straight away, and it forces you to start thinking. And that's what I like about jiu-jitsu the most, is that it's a thinking sport. Yeah, getting turned into a pretzel by someone who weighs 100 pounds is a unique experience, and it's definitely a learning one.
All in all, Henry Cavill is very fond of the sport and we hope he will continue practicing BJJ, even though he barely has time to. Maybe someday he will be promoted to blue, purple, brown, or even a black belt. Who knows? Number 2. Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown is the youngest celebrity Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ambassador we are covering in this series so far. She was born in 2004 and gained her celebrity status through her role as 11 in the popular TV series Stranger Things. The actress also starred in and produced the Netflix mystery film Enola Holmes and its sequel. What we care about is her jiu-jitsu journey though. She started training in 2016 when she was just 12 years old, which is a great age to start any sport. The sooner the better. She uses martial arts like many other actors to enhance her fighting scenes in movies and make them look even more real. Millie received her 2nd stripe on her Jiu-Jitsu white belt in 2016 and since then did not post any more updates of her journey, sadly. The actor would have definitely been a blue belt by now, judging her incredible work ethic and the fact that she loves martial arts. In the movie Enola Holmes, Enola learns Japanese Jiu-Jitsu from her mother Eudoria and her aunt Edith. She stated in an interview, "I don't think it's easy to do jiu-jitsu in itself, but yes, obviously doing it in a corset and heels made it a bit more difficult. Don't get me wrong, but I think it made it more fun." Millie not only trains BJJ, she also trains other martial arts like boxing and stays in shape that way. Her workout plan is a pretty tight one. "I do Thai boxing Mondays, Jiu-Jitsu Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Wednesdays I do boxing with Mark Pluckett. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with working out. I eat like a pig, so it kind of makes up for that." We hope she stays active and follows her passion for martial arts and maybe one day post a picture or a video of her getting promoted to blue belt or even black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Number 3. Jim Carrey. Well-known actor Jim Carrey is doing BJJ? The answer is, we don't actually know. There are rumors going around that he actually is a brown belt under Royce Gracie, but we could find no actual evidence proving that Jim ever rolled. If he actually was a brown belt, he most likely would have started at least 10 years ago, since his schedule is a busy one, being an actor and celebrity. It would have been hard for him to hide his passion for BJJ for 10 long years without ever being seen or interacted with. Since Jim declared to leave social media for good in 2022, it is unlikely that footage of him training BJJ will surface in the future. The only martial arts footage we could find of him was this clip.
Line up! Welcome to the first meeting of complete self-defense for women. I'm Bob Jackson. I have a black belt in karate, and I've studied martial arts for over 20 years.
We hope the rumors about Jim Carrey being a brown belt under Royce Gracie turn out to be true, and we are eager to see some footage of him rolling. Since he's very lighthearted and comedic, it would probably be fun watching him roll and trash talk his partner. Number 4. Chuck Norris. Firstly, Chuck Norris does not do BJJ. BJJ does Chuck Norris. Now that we got that out of the way, let's see how Chuck got introduced to Jiu Jitsu. Back in the 80s, the actor went to Rio de Janeiro and visited a bunch of grappling schools. He was an accomplished martial artist already since he had gotten a black belt in judo. There, he got introduced to the Gracies and got played with by Rickson Gracie. After being humbled so badly, he fell in love with Jiu-Jitsu, and when he returned to Los Angeles, he started training under Rorion Gracie, who had a school there. Later, he met the Machado brothers, became good friends with them, and has been training together with them since. Chuck played a big role in the mass adoption of BJJ and martial arts in general in the United States. He even supported the Machado brothers by getting them their first school, because Chuck was obsessed with Jiu-Jitsu but had a very busy schedule, and the long drive to their garage was an inconvenience for him. The actor formed close ties with the Gracie and Machado family. Watch this movie clip of Chuck and the Machado brothers play fighting. Chuck is also a belt collector, since he has a 10th degree black belt in Chun Kuk Do, a 9th degree black belt in Tang Soo Do, a 8th degree black belt in Taekwondo, a 5th degree black belt in Karate, a 3rd degree black belt in Jiu Jitsu, and a black belt in Judo. That makes 6 black belts, which is an incredible accomplishment. By the way, sorry for butchering the names of some of the martial arts. This year he turned 83 years old, and we don't know how actively he still trains, but we wish him all the best and hope for many more years of him showing his old man strength.
I was a black belt in judo, so I thought I had some pretty good grappling skills. Anyway, I got on the ground with Rickson Gracie, and it's like I'd never had a lesson in my life. He played with me.
Number 5. Kelly Slater. Kelly Slater is an American professional surfer, widely regarded as the greatest surfer of all time, that holds 56 championship tour victories. The now 51-year-old discovered BJJ in 1992 when he visited Brazil. About 2 years later, he started training Jiu-Jitsu through a friend that was a BJJ practitioner himself. Since he travels the world due to his surfing profession, he does not have a main coach he trains under. However, he has trained under big names like Rickson Gracie or Marcus Buchecha Almeida. A lot of great BJJ athletes also love surfing, and one of them is Rickson Gracie. Kelly even sponsored Rickson surfboards, and in return he got some BJJ lessons. I'd do that trade any day. He is very aware of the physical and mental benefits that BJJ has to offer. For example, in an interview he says if you have any insecurities, they get worked out on the mat, and he recommends every parent to send their children to BJJ first in order for them to grow as a person and make them confident without getting an ego.
They have a couple hundred kids in there.
Yep.
And the kids are so respectful to each other, and you know, I don't know, there's something about it that just puts you in your place. Even if you're the top guy, you realize if you're the top guy, you got to teach other kids. If you're the low guy, you got to learn from other people. And if you have insecurities, they get worked out on the mat.
He also states that he loves watching high-level athletes roll and learn from their rolls, as well as rolling himself and learning that way. For Kelly, BJJ is a tool for self-defense, because when you grab someone's neck, you can put them to sleep without anyone getting hurt and the situation de-escalates quickly. The surfer is also a big fan of the UFC and likes watching MMA fights with his friends. He is even friends with Nate Diaz. We wish him the best for his surfing as well as his BJJ career and hope that he keeps training. Check out our blog at bjjdivision.com if you want to read more about these celebrities. We cover everything grappling related there. Stay tuned for the next part of this series. Links are in the description below. Peace.